This is the incredible world we live in. Vast ecosystems and diverse landscapes that make up our beautiful home. Pollinators are the hands of Mother Nature, taking care of and supporting all life. But who is taking care of them? In the last few centuries, bee populations have drastically depleted as a result of human activity. The usage of pesticides, pollution of natural habitats, and global warming are all main factors killing off pollinators at an extreme rate. Bees are crucial to environmental prosperity, and action needs to be taken.
Climate change is a rapidly occurring process in which global temperatures are fluctuating at unnatural rates. These changes are a result of human pollution and trapped emissions that raise temperatures. Sea levels are rising, submerging islands, and displacing people and animals. The rate of warming has risen by 0.08 degrees Celsius per decade since 1880. That is about 0.74 degrees Celsius over the past 100 years, which is incredibly alarming as scientists warn that a change of more than 2 degrees Celsius will cause irreversible damage and extreme changes to our planet's ecosystems.
Every month of 2020 except December was in the top 4 warmest on record for that month. In the fall, we experienced this firsthand as the Cameron Peak and East Troublesome fires broke records as Colorado's largest wildfires.
The largest wildfires in Colorado history are burning dangerously close, just a few miles apart. This morning, there is some concern from fire officials that these two fires may merge, which could certainly spell disaster in what has already been an unprecedented firefight.
The increasing temperatures and unnatural seasons cause drier and drier conditions every year. Fires devastate habitats and burn flowers that the bees need to survive the winter. Changes in seasons also alter when plants flower and reproduce. Bees are then forced to change when they pollinate flowers or even the distance that they can go to do so. This is just one example of the devastation that human activity has caused.
Pesticides have been commercially used in U.S. agriculture since around the 1930s. They are made to kill bugs, fungi, bacteria, rodents, and other pests that live on crops. These chemicals, however, also kill bees, butterflies, ladybugs, and other pollinators that help plant life reproduce. As pesticides are used, they penetrate the soil, water cycle, and entire ecosystem, continuing to harm our pollinators years after pesticide usage has stopped. Biologists have found more than 150 different chemical residues in bee pollen. These are unnatural and toxic to the bees and often cause a collapse of the hive. U.S. National Agriculture statistics show a honeybee decline from about 6 million hives in 1947 to 2.4 million hives in 2008, a 60% reduction. This decline similarly matches the incline in usage of pesticides throughout the 1900s.
Pollinators do so much for the planet and diversity that can be found on our Earth. Grains are primarily pollinated by the wind, but fruits, nuts, and vegetables are pollinated by bees. Believe it or not, you have a bee to thank for every 1 in 3 bites of food that you eat. 70% of the top human food crops, which supply about 90% of the world's nutrition, are pollinated by bees. There are natural causes of fluctuation, but they allow the population to rise and fall, maintaining a fairly steady overall pattern over a long enough course of time. Human activity has caused a huge drop with no expectation of a large enough rise to bring back healthy numbers. Bees do so much for our world, and we need to start doing something for them.
There are a lot of ways that you can make a difference. Vote for environmental protections, pesticide bans, and climate action. Go to protests and voice concerns for the state of our planet. If you find a swarm of bees, call a local beekeeper instead of an exterminator. If possible, look into home beekeeping or gardening. Plant flowers and don't use soil that contains pesticides. Mow your lawn less and allow natural weeds to grow. It's up to our generation.
So what are you going to do too?
Save the bees!
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 Guys, please, save our bees.